I know you did some work on Minority Report, right? I love that movie. I think it's fantastic.
It's one of our favorites.
Minority Report was also one of those films that I was thrilled to work on, and it turned out to be a film I'm really proud to have worked on. I thought it turned out to be really quite wonderful as a whole film, and it was a smaller effects film from a shot count point of view for ILM. It was not one of the biggest projects we've worked on at all. It was an honor to work on it, both because of the source material and obviously Steven Spielberg being the director, and also the production designer, Alex McDowell, who I met on that film, is just a brilliant guy with an amazing history. He's a production design rock star. But Minority Report was one of these instances where a whole lot of work had been done up front by McDowell and Spielberg and this huge team that they assembled. Their approach to world building in a really plausible, convincing, realistic way was to bring people together who had expertise in everything from urban development to architecture to social psychology, marketing and advertising trends, to look, basically trend studiers who study social progressions of all of these things in our culture, in our society, from a technology and, again, human point of view. And they got their input. And all of them basically did this brainstorm, very well-informed brainstorm, looking at trends and projecting out plausibly where they might end up in that time frame. Spielberg did not want this to be sci-fi fantasy. He wanted it to be really grounded in a sense of realism. And that translated to the look and feel of the architecture and the technology that was portrayed there. Some of it was hand-wavy, smoke and mirrorsy, and it was okay. Some of the interface work.
Literally hand-wavy.
Gestural interface stuff, the haptic gestural interface stuff. Tom Cruise famously uses his character for the pre-crime division. All that work, by the way, was done by a non-ILM studio that did fantastic work. Black Box, and they created those shots. But all of the maglev transportation, the car system, the magnetic levitation roadway system, and a lot of the buildings and all that sequence stuff that involved that was all ILM, as well as a bunch of other effects in the film, miscellaneous effects. So our job is to take this incredibly deep, thorough body of work, thought, and design that had gone in years before as they wrote the script, and to build on it. And they also had a really great art department at the studio of some great concept artists and industrial designers who had already visualized a huge amount of what Washington, D.C. would look like 50 to 80 years out, and trying to strike that balance that Spielberg wanted between futuristic but completely believable. He hated the look of sci-fi films that just had this very fake-looking, overly fantastic vista that had sort of Jetsons, or that's too old a reference, but, sort of a very fantasy.
Yeah, no, I know that
sci-fi
reference.
look.
I like, but yes. I know that reference.
Yeah, there you go.
Grounded sci-fi. Grounded sci-fi.
It's just seriously grounded, real. And that this is
that it's just around the corner.
New. It's the norm now. It's absolutely the norm.
A lot of problem solving that you're doing in that very, like you said, it seems like a simple moment, but you are explaining all of these different facets of this future world and how they work.
Subtly,
that's
subtly
cool.
slipping them in there. Yes, yeah.